Reciprocating saw test. So what we have today is I have my old faithful Dewalt. Actually, I have two Dewalts here, corded Sawzall. Now I have had, I think, 4 of these. When we used to do, when I had a wrecking yard, we used to cut up lots of Jeeps and bodies and things. We used these, and they were really super tough. The thought back then of having a replacement that could be cordless was not even in the realm. So on the other side, we have the FlexVolt 60 volt with the big batteries, which is a really close competitor. I'm wondering, I'm very curious to see which one is going to be the better cutter. So I have a little test set up in the shop. Let's take you in there. First, we'll take a quick look at the tools, and then we'll set the timer and we'll find out who's going to come out on top. Let's take a quick look at the contenders here. So we've got the traditional, the corded, what's this one? The DW304P, whatever that means. This is a gently or lovingly used saw that I've had for a long time. Well, I'll tell you, what I'm finding out with the cordless tools is when I get a cordless tool that replaces the corded, I don't use this anymore. I have not used this saw since I've had this one. It's just the convenience factor. It's so much better. I can go down and have a remote area. It's just one less thing to worry about. It's so much more versatile, especially if you're climbing up on ladders. Not to have to deal with that cord is worth a lot. But they're very similar in design. They're very similar in shape. Of course, the cordless, we got the brushless, the 60 volt FlexVolt. This is the good one, the brush with the brushless deal. Only main differences that I see is, you know, from using them is that ergonomically this one's better. It's got a bigger handle. You can get better purchase on it. It's got a light on it, which I really like. One thing I don't like about all these cordless tools, and I fear that Safety Sally has gotten to the manufacturers, is all these safety switches, which make it, you know, you want to use it and then you're in an awkward position and to deal with the safety switch. One thing I really kind of like about the older tools is they didn't do that. I wish we could just get rid of these things. I just don't think that they're necessary. But with that being said, I just thought of something that does happen with the cordless tools is, have you ever thrown them in the toolbox and hear them going, especially your drill, because the trigger gets pulled? Maybe I need to rethink that, but that was just, I'm just kind of thinking out loud here. Let's go over to the bench and let's see what we can do here. All right, chalked up on ye old workbench vise here is a very dry and hard 4x6 Douglas fir that's been sitting and drying in here for many years. And what we're going to do is we'll do a double cut here. We'll do a cut down and then we'll come around and do an underside cut. We'll do 2 cuts and we'll run the timer and we'll see which one comes out on top. As far as the blades go, the blades are identical. These are brand new. They're both the same blades. They're DeWalt brand aggressive wood cutting blades, and so there shouldn't be any advantage to either side there. So let's start with what we can start with. Let's start with the corded first. We'll set the timer up and then we'll go through with the cordless and then we'll find out. Normally I do these tests outside, and there's always been some concern, and I think it's an adequate concern, that the corded tools are a bit of a disadvantage because of the extension cord and some voltage drop in there. So we're going to plug directly into a 30 amp circuit here with the provided cord, so there should be no concerns there, and that will take care of that problem. All right, here we go. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut down and then up, and I'm gonna press as hard as I can. I'm gonna try not to stall the tool. I wanna keep the blade speed up, but I'm gonna really press it as hard as possible. So let's set the timer, and 3, 2, 1, go. Boy, that's a hard piece of wood right there for fir. So that took a long time. I don't think we need to do the uppercut. Plus, this is just going to take too long, and it's not necessary. But yeah, pretty good cut. That was pushed it as hard as I could. It was starting to bog down a little bit, but that's it. That's a pretty good cut for a reciprocating saw. Okay, same piece of wood, and there's a little knot right there. I'm gonna move over here to clear that knot so we don't have to make it equal. Okay, start the timer, and 3, 2, 1, go. Whoa, that's fast. That's got a lot more power, a lot more power. I don't know what the time difference is on that, but I can tell that that cut way faster. What was interesting about that was you notice that I had to move my hand around and push down harder because I couldn't stall the cordless. I couldn't stall it because it had so much torque and so much power. I had to put all my weight on it. Even then I couldn't stall it. It was just kind of limited by the cut. I mean, it just continues to amaze me how powerful these cordless tools are compared to the old school, the older school ones. You would think that it would be just the opposite. And it's not even, I mean, what I'm starting to find with these things is it's not even close. I mean, look at the skill saw video that we did. I mean, that skill saw, that cordless skill saw cut over twice as fast as a big professional Mag 77. And that was a total shocker to me. But this was way, way faster. I could just tell, just the torque from the thing is incredible. And I was kind of thinking, I was wondering, because there's such an interest in so many different guys are using the cordless tool, I think that probably more research is going into them than the traditional corded tools. I don't imagine there's a whole lot more innovation or near as many resources being put into them. And I think that's probably why these things are just getting better and better and better. And the battery technology, it seems like it continues to increase, and it's really cool. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys on the next video.